stored, weighing down on my world. Never shall be, never again. Steady my hand as I roll.
Again. Just got back from training with Hippy at New Edge. Basically got my ass handed to me. So I was really psyched to get in there and kind of pick myself apart because I'm constantly looking to work on being a better athlete. This week was my first week back. Monday was light squats, moderately heavy deads. Yesterday I was working on bench. Everything felt really heavy, which is to be expected when you're coming back from an injury, getting back into the groove of things. Coming in today and doing the cardio was kind of a nice little switch up. You know, the powerlifting community tends to focus on mostly, you know, your functional movements, your squat, deadlift, bench, and a lot of things go to the wayside. So mobility, stretching, cardio. Hips were completely locking up just because they don't fire. My glutes don't fire properly. I've worked to try and get them to do that, but you know, the work has been minimal. Being in there really made me realize how much more I need to kind of work on that. And as somebody who prides myself in, you know, putting as much effort as I can into those kinds of things, it's definitely on my radar now to really hone in onto moving better, being more functional, getting my glutes to fire. I've been this week focusing a lot on getting my neutral spine. Not so much hyperextension in the C-spine anymore. I really want to be able to step on stage and, you know, go back a week later and compete powerlifting if I wanted to. You know, being a functional athlete where getting on this stage doesn't mean being unhealthy. It's, you know, just kind of walking around at a good leanness with a good muscle composition while powerlifting, and then switching down, leaning down for a show, coming back and bouncing back quickly because my body's still healthy, my mind's still healthy. You know, I don't want to be that one trick pony. I want to be able to get in there, do cardio, do endurance, do the calisthenics, be functional in that way, get in powerlifting, do the powerlifting movements, be successful doing those kinds of things, and then do the bodybuilding stuff. Get in there doing the bodybuilding stuff. Bodybuilding has significantly improved the powerlifting that I've been doing, which I'm super psyched about. A lot of people don't utilize those bodybuilding movements, and I feel like it's made a huge significant difference, especially with my lats firing, with getting my lower traps in there. I'm super trap dominant. I mean, that's one of the first comments most people make is, holy shit, your traps are huge, and that's by mistake. That's just because they're constantly firing. I look like the dinosaur from Jurassic Park, just flared out in the gym constantly. I'm trying to eliminate these kinds of things. It's been a year worth of work just to make sure that they're not firing when I'm doing, you know, simple movements like raising my arms, because before I'm looking like a fucking turtle. Worst part is most powerlifters don't take the time to even look at those kinds of things. They just work through the injuries, the pains. They just, you know, continually lift, not half-assed, but it's just your form's lacking these kinds of things, and they never put the effort into fixing those kinds of things until you're getting injured, until you're getting hurt, until you're not able to move properly. And for me, because of the way my back was, with my discs the way they are, and with my lower back the way that it is, injury came right away, and that wasn't even with super bad form. That was just legitimately simple things like hyperextending my neck back, having a little bit of weight forward, and that's all it takes. The second thing that I really wanted to talk about today is hippy dippy bullshit is what it's going to break down to. Positivity, optimism, you know, keeping that in your life, and, you know, having that keep you going. So, I mean, for anyone who's been close to me, the last 2 months have been really, really hard. It's been a struggle. Monday was kind of a breaking point for me a little bit, where I felt like it didn't matter what I was doing, nothing seemed to kind of be going right, and I've been really trying to focus on, well, what positives do I have in my life right now, and focusing on those kinds of things, and not focusing on the negative of what's not happening. I'm just focusing on what was happening. I'm really lucky to have some awesome people in my life, positive people that kind of help keep me refocused. Literally, it's those moments where something good happens, where you look back and it like clicks. You're just like, that's why I stay positive. That's why I keep pushing. That's why I keep persevering. It comes down to that one moment where everything just kind of slowly starts to now fall back into place. I'm a big advocate for being super open about my struggles, and about, you know, the emotional struggles that come with being in bodybuilding. There's so many, you know, bullshit people out there. They're showing you only the positive things. This is my body, this is great, this is my life, this is great. It's all this positive, airy-fairy fucking shit. And though I'm standing here telling you this hippy-dippy bullshit about, you know, being positive, optimistic, and all of that kind of stuff, I think that's important. But I think what everyone fails to forget is you're going to have those low points. Bracing those low points is very important. Just as important as being positive and being optimistic, because, you know, rock bottom on Monday, it was about 3 hours for me to get out of my house. I couldn't stop having an anxiety attack long enough to leave to go squat. I really could cry, and then you go, okay, just release that frustration, get back to the good stuff, and then get back to refocusing. It's kind of just like a release moment, and, you know, realizing that in feeling that negative, it's just going to make those moments, like yesterday, all that much better, because that positive, just, you know, that positive came from that negative, because, you know, you took that anger and that frustration that you had, you accepted it, you acknowledged it, you relished it in a little bit, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to take this and now I'm going to put it back into life in a positive way. A lot of those motivators that are out there, they don't talk about that kind of stuff. They suck you in by saying, look how great my life is, but really, it's not about how great your life is. It's a struggle that's going to define the person. It's the struggle that you're having inside that nobody sees about, and, you know, I'm going to be open and tell you, like, yeah, that's great. I love lifting, and I love the success that I see in my life while lifting, but I struggle emotionally, mentally, physically, as much as the next person, as much as I'm sure you do, as much as I'm sure anyone does, and, you know, through those struggles too, that's what's going to make me successful, because I accept, I acknowledge it, and then I go, well, what can I do in my life to refocus this bad energy, make sure that this bad energy isn't happening, and grow the next day. Wake up every day and grow a little bit more. And that's kind of what is the most important, which brings me back to the first point that I was talking about here, is, you know, looking at being an athlete as a power lifter, looking at being an athlete as a bodybuilder, and looking and seeing, well, you know, how can I be the most well-rounded athlete? Work on these kinds of things because I want to be the best. I mean, that's all it comes down to. In my head, I just want to be the best, and I'm going to keep focusing on that. Now, protein pancakes and veggie greens and phyto berry, which I did a little video. Veggie greens and my phyto berry with fish oil. So basically, my veggie greens, that's 6 to 8 servings of vegetables. Those are alkalizing agents, so that's really good for the body's pH.
Great for your digestive tract, which for someone like me, my digestive system doesn't work at all most of the time. So if you've ever talked to me, I basically eat chicken and rice because that's all I can really digest anyways. Phytoberry, all your antioxidants. So I fucking pump this full because I have tendency to get chronic bronchitis just from being a smoker for 10 years. Really, really shitty. But I like heaping scoop this. It's flushes all my body out, any carcinogens, free radicals, really good because it's antibacterial and antifungal, which is what's going to help kind of fight all that bullshit out. So that's great. The fish oil is like the most important thing you can possibly have if you're lifting as far as supplementation goes. Fish oil is anti-inflammatory, which, whew, huge for me and my shitty joints, my shitty back, and just shitty body. As well as having DHA EPA, so your omegas. That's really good, obviously, to have for skin, hair, nails, all of that kind of maintenance health. But for me, just keeping those joints lubricated and the anti-inflammatory is the hugest part for me because my back is basically constantly inflamed. So having this is really, really going to help with that.
So yeah, just keep it sleazy. Have a good one.